We tested the Toyota 5.7 3UR FE, the Ford 5.0 Coyote, and the Ram 5.7 Hemi after 250,000 miles. A clear winner. One of these engines hit a known failure mode that owners pay for whether they see it coming or not. Another came off the bench cleaner than two of our technicians expected at this mileage. And the engine with the loudest reputation for reliability did not finish where its reputation said it would, but it didn't finish where its critics said it would either. I'm Bill, 20-plus years working on full-size trucks. We pulled three of the most common half-ton V8s in America at 250,000 miles, put them on the teardown bench under identical conditions, and let the data speak. Same oil analysis lab, same measurement tools, same documentation standard for every component that came out of each engine. Let's get into it. The Ram 5.7 Hemi. The Hemi has been in the Ram 1500 since 2003. Pushrod 5.8, 5.7 liters, the engine Stellantis built its truck identity around. When Ram owners argue about why they bought a Ram, the Hemi is usually the answer. It is the engine that made the brand feel like a real competitor to Ford and GM, the V8 that sounded the way a truck V8 is supposed to sound. At 250,000 miles, the Hemi showed us the issue that has followed this engine for over a decade. The lifters. The MDS-equipped Hemi uses cylinder deactivation through specialized lifters that collapse on command. At 250,000 miles, the wear on the deactivating lifters was advanced. This is documented across the platform. Owners call it the Hemi tick, and it is the audible warning that the lifter and camshaft lobe are wearing each other out. Once that wear begins, it accelerates. A full lifter and cam replacement on a Hemi runs $3,500 to $6,500, depending on the shop and whether the heads come off in the process. The engine on our bench was within that service window. The valve springs showed measurable fatigue consistent with high mileage Hemi teardowns. The oil galleries serving the lifters showed sludge accumulation in the passages where oil sits longest between starts. Short trips and skipped oil changes feed this exact failure mode, and 250,000 miles of that pattern was visible on the bench. The oil analysis on the final sample before teardown showed iron and copper levels in the range that tells a technician the bearing surfaces are giving up material faster than they should be. Not yet at the threshold of catastrophic failure, but trending the wrong direction. The Hemi at 250,000 miles is not a failed engine. It is an engine carrying a known liability that arrives at predictable mileage. The maintenance cost waiting behind that liability is the part most owners do not budget for. The engine that built Ram's identity showed the most accumulated service cost on the bench. The Ford 5.0 Coyote. The Coyote 5.8 has been in the F-150 since 2011. Naturally aspirated port and direct dual injection in later generations. The engine F-150 buyers choose when they want a V8 without turbochargers. After the Hemi teardown, we moved to the Coyote. The difference was significant. The intake valves. The third-generation Coyote runs both port and direct injection, which means fuel still washes the back of the intake valves on every intake stroke. At 250,000 miles, the valve condition was meaningfully cleaner than what direct injection-only engines show at this mileage. Not flawless, there were deposits, but nowhere near the threshold where a shop would recommend walnut blasting. The dual injection system is one of the most important engineering decisions Ford made on this engine, and the teardown made the reason obvious. The VCT system showed wear. The Coyote uses variable cam timing on all 4 camshafts, and at 250,000 miles, the phaser components showed measurable play. Some third-generation Coyote owners have reported oil consumption, and Ford addressed certain related concerns in service communications. The unit on our bench showed consumption a technician would call manageable but present, roughly a quart between changes under the service pattern this truck had been on. The timing chains had stretched into the range where a shop would note them for monitoring. Replacement on the Coyote runs $2,000 to $3,500, lower than the Hemi's lifter and cam job because the heads stay on the engine. The chain guides showed wear consistent with the chain stretch, which is the pattern technicians watch for. The guides and chains wear together, and replacing one without the other is a job that comes back into the shop. The cylinder walls showed honing patterns still visible across most of the bore, with the expected polishing at the top of the ring travel. No scoring, no glazing beyond normal wear. The Coyote is not flawless. The oil consumption is real. The VCT wear is real. The timing chain deserves attention. What it is not is an engine carrying a known catastrophic failure mode at this mileage. The Coyote's problems at 250,000 miles are fewer, simpler, and less expensive to address than what the Hemi showed us. The Coyote had taken the lead, but the engine still on the stand was the one most people in this argument already believed would win. The Toyota 5.7 3 URFE. The Toyota 5.7 is the engine Tundra buyers point to when they argue their truck will outlast everything else on the road. Naturally aspirated, port-injected, iron block, the engine Toyota built to a longevity standard rather than a horsepower number. The reliability champion. The engine that made the Tundra a 300,000-mile truck in the owner community's imagination. At 250,000 miles, the 5.7 showed us why that reputation exists and where it earns its caveats. The intake valves. Port injection means fuel hits the valves on every cycle, and at 250,000 miles, the valve condition on the 5.7 was the cleanest of the 3 engines on the bench. No carbon service warranted, no airflow restriction. The simplest induction system in the test produced the simplest result. The cylinder bores. The 5.7 uses an iron block, and at 250,000 miles, the bore wear was the lowest of the 3. Iron blocks handle thermal cycling differently than aluminum, and 250,000 miles of that thermal cycling was visible in the crosshatch pattern, still readable on the bench. The ringlands showed less carbon buildup than either of the other 2 engines, which means combustion sealing was still doing its job. The valvetrain. The 3URFE uses dual VVTi, mechanically simpler than the Coyote's 4-phaser system, and without the MDS hardware that defines the Hemi's failure mode. At 250,000 miles, the VVT components showed wear consistent with the mileage, nothing more. Fewer moving parts in the valve timing system means fewer components capable of giving up at high mileage, and the bench showed exactly that. The cam towers. This is where the 5.7's reputation earns one of its caveats. Some 5.7 owners have reported cam tower oil leaks at high mileage, and the unit on our bench showed seepage at the front cam tower. Resealing runs $1,500 to $2,500 depending on the shop. A real cost, but a contained one. No internal damage, no associated component wear, just a seal job. The oil analysis on the 5.7 was the cleanest of the 3. Wear metals across the board were lower than the Coyote and significantly lower than the Hemi. The engine had been worked, but it had not been suffering. The 5.7 won this test. Not because it was flawless. The cam tower seepage is real. The fuel economy was the worst of the three across its service life, and the engine's power output is the lowest of the three by a meaningful margin. But the naturally aspirated port-injected iron block architecture spent 250,000 miles inside a narrower stress envelope than the other two engines, and the bench showed it. The verdict: 3 engines, 3 engineering philosophies, one outcome the argument has been circling for years. The Ram 5.7. Hemi, at 250,000 miles, carried the most accumulated maintenance cost of the 3. The MDS lifter wear is documented, predictable, and expensive. The Hemi is still producing power at this mileage, but the service cost waiting behind that power is the part the reputation does not advertise. The Ford 5.0 Coyote at 250,000 miles finished second. The VCT wear and oil consumption are real. The timing chain deserves attention, but the wear picture was simpler than the Hemi's and the maintenance cost lower. The Coyote is an engine doing its job at high mileage with manageable service requirements. Not a winner, but not a liability either. The Toyota 5.7 3UR FE at 250,000 miles won this test. Not by a wide margin in horsepower or fuel economy, it lost on both, but by the only metric that matters at 250,000 miles, the cost of keeping it running. Cleaner valves, lower bore wear, simpler valve train, one contained leak instead of a layered service bill. If outright durability is what you're measuring, the 5.7 wins this test. If you measure cost per mile over the life of the engine, accounting for the Hemi's lifter job and the Coyote's timing service, the 5.7 wins that one too. The reputation, in this case, held up on the bench. The argument can stop now, or it can keep going, but the bench has already answered it. If this helped you, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.